Mick Sorby and Philly Tobin. So we're back again doing another session. And so there's another book, Hartlepool Born and Bred 2. And there's also a documentary coming, Fat Cat Productions. So first, tell me what the book's about, lads.
The book is basically it's about all the funny things we've seen over the years in and out of nightclubs, pubs, and the stories about the people who get in the nightclubs. You know, it's the funny people, the Hartlepool people, and you can't go past them anywhere in the world. The humour is something else.
I mean, we were just talking a minute ago about, I was telling you a story, I read it in the paper a few years back, about two lads from Hartlepool who were skint, who had no money and they were sat smoking blow. So they got this plan together where they were going to order a load of takeaways, rob the bloke, and they ended up getting a couple of years. But something like that in Hartlepool, that could only be from someone as stupid from Hartlepool, couldn't it? You get in a prison sentence because you've got the munchies.
You're smacked out the head.
Yeah. So
you've got to laugh at them though.
Yeah.
You know the planning and the scheming and we'll do this and we'll do that.
do you know? I'll have to send you the link, but it was done with military precision.
Yeah,
like they could get away with it.
Yeah.
You know?
We've seen them doing this to try and get into nightclubs when they're barred out.
Yeah.
You know, well, you keep them talking and I'll sleep. And no.
Yeah.
But
changing shirts, like it's a different identity.
Yeah, but we didn't want anybody barring out the nightclubs, did we?
No, they paid our wages.
They paid our wages. All we asked them to do was don't be hurting anybody, don't be fighting.
Yeah. So there's going to be a book, and it's not particularly about anyone, like obviously Mick's the first one was. This is a sequel, but it's about, I'm on my third chapter already. And it's just about the characters, the estates, the on-the-fight cobbles, and some of the things. And as you're from Hartlepool in the last 50-odd years, the likelihood that you might even be in it. But there's going to be a documentary as well with Paul Suggett, Fat Cat Productions. Obviously, Paul Suggett is very well known in Hartlepool because he's the crazy guy with the hat who goes walking for charity. He runs Hartlepool Radio. So he knows the who's who with everyone in the town, and so the plan is to get you, so Philly Tobin, Mick Sorby, and Big Algie. We're going to film it in Headlands pub. The ship in Headlands. Yeah. But we're also going to go around filming scenes in Hartlepool and the sea and the beach and all this, but yeah, there's going to be lots of funny stories, isn't there?
Oh, definitely, yeah. There really is. And a lot of people, they don't know it, but they're going to get mentioned. Nicely. There's going to be no animosity.
We
don't want to be talking about fights with them. They're the funny guys, the funny times they've had, the things they've done. And you can't... We've sat back after the nightclubs have shut, and we've just sat back and did you see what he tried to do? And we will mention them and the names, but we're not going to hurt anybody. It's all going to be fun and carrying on.
Do you know? I mean, I've just typed a few things up. I'm not really going to go into the book, but one of the things you said to me was, it's almost bred into people at a young age. They've got nothing, so if they don't want to be a victim, they've got what little they have to learn to fight for it. Yeah, and I think that's a lot to do with everyone in Hartlepool has a sense of humour, because you've been dealt a crap hand by God, kind of probably just by being from Hartlepool in the first place. Yeah. I don't know that sound offensive, but you're not from Oxford or Surrey.
Yeah, and people say you're from Hartlepool.
Yeah, you're from a place where there's no jobs for a start.
Right, yeah. And they've all heard of Hartlepool because of the football team.
Yeah, Jeff Stelling.
Yeah, I mean another one.
Playing in the backyard and draw the curtains.
Yeah, flies the flag.
Saying that, I'm doing a video. Obviously, I've just done Alan Thompson's book, and I think he played about 7 games, and he absolutely loves Hartlepool. I think in his book he said, you know what, I'd even love to be their manager. And it's football wise, you've never really been blessed, have you?
No. Well, do you know, there's lads that know as well. They've moved down to London 20, 30 years ago. and their mates, and all of them still send up, and we have to get the Hartlepool new strip.
Really?
And they walk about London with Hartlepool strip on.
Mm.
And I mean, the lads will tell you themselves, you know, and it's Abby and all of them.
Mm.
And they've had to come up from London. We want 15 strips, you know, to take back.
Do you know what I dare, and I will say this, I think Hartlepool has been put on the map for its boxing.
Oh, definitely.
And if it's not your Feeneys and your Garsides, then it's without a shadow of a doubt your Michael Hunters, and that other kid now, Tommy Ward, is it?
Yeah.
Savannah Marshall, world champion. You know, I'm actually writing the chapter for the boxing chapter for this book, and it's always been steeped in rich history, certainly in my lifetime.
Definitely.
And that's purely down to just because nobody had nothing, and you know.
It's Kevin Bendel, one of the toughest men in the ring.
He's a nice guy, isn't he? Rich Horsley and they're really lovely lads. But there's going to be a lot of funny tales, and do you know something? There's a lot of history I've only just discovered while listening to these, and it's do you know? And I think maybe the downfall of Hartlepool last couple of years has been
Bullies.
the plight of the fishing town, because it was once over like Grimsby.
Yeah.
It was like where
They shut it down.
where now, you know, for this book.
2 fishing boats, I think we were.
Yeah, where, you know, often you would see Dutchmen in Hartlepool, kind of, where all that's gone now, isn't it?
Gone. But you could walk from one side of the dock to the other practically with all the fishing boats that were in. And now you can't. And we know these fishermen, they've had it rough. They really have.
Yeah.
And they've had the boats, and you see some of them nearly crying because they've had the boats decommissioned. And,
Yeah.
And it's the lads.
Because that's a hard job, you know, as well, as they can go out for 4 days, and if they don't catch any fish,
they don't get paid.
Yeah. So we're in a fishing boat.
Did you?
Trawler.
Yeah.
Is it true the stories about them getting drunk and all that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
And Shanghai and people.
Bad at sea and all that.
Yeah, and people say, "Oh, come out with us. We'll be back at tea time," and they're off up to Iceland. And, they don't and I don't mean Iceland, the shop. You know, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they laugh about it when they come back. Where have you been? Guess.
Yeah,
You know what
Finland
I mean?
or somewhere.
Off the coast of Norway.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. You know, I can't help but laugh. And to be honest, not only is a sense of humour keeping in, you know, one thing which was nice when I done the first Mick's hobby book was people said I kept Mick's voice in, and with this I've kept the Hartlepool dialect in. So if people are reading and they say, "Oh, he's done one," or you know, the kind of silly, you know, it probably would help if you're from Hartlepool to read this book.
Well, like I say, I got a text from Australia, and they loved it because we were calling people dodge pots.
Yeah.
And they only eat it in Hartlepool.
Yeah.
They know when we say dodge pots.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking a couple of minutes back, and you were like, in Hartlepool, people say, "Yeah, keep going," and that's kind of, to anyone who's not familiar, that might sound quite polite and an engaging conversation, when in actual fact, from Hartlepool, it's shut up.
Yeah, keep talking.
You know, keep it, because you're getting a left in a minute.
Yeah, keep talking.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Because they're digging themselves into a hole.
Yeah.
You know, and it's...
Yeah. But was it all fun? Was it, you know, there's life on the doors and...
No, sometimes it was...
I enjoyed it.
You did, yeah.
Anyway. I mean, one story, I'm you know, and this is the last one I'll say, is I was typing up the other day, and a guy said, "Hang on a minute, I've just paid £3 for this shirt. I'll meet you in the morning." But then sometimes, when it got that bad, people, and this is what you told me, Mick, people would silently not say a word and just strip off. And you said to me, "That's frightening." I said, "What do you mean?" And you said, "Well, what it is, it's mentally and psychologically meaning that man doesn't give a fuck who I am, and he's taking his clothes off and he's folding them up nicely, and he's just looking at you, and you think, I've got a fight on my hands here."
When you hear them shouting and all this, you just keep talking.
Yeah. You have funny ways, you Hartlepool, don't you?
I think he says they take the coat off, take the jumper off, they fold it up.
Smiling at you and see you in a minute.
And you think this boy's a psycho. You know?
Yeah. But you have got your own peculiar ways, and the more you delve into it, the more you find that I mean it's the nicest possible way, but you're a strange breed.
Yeah. And they go anywhere. There's Bunny Crossland. He's
Yeah.
just someone I've just had to send a boat to.
Yeah.
And he's gone out to Australia after they retired. Him and Pat just gone. Just right, we're going. That was it. And they're not bothered about going anywhere, or trying anything, doing anything. You know, they've been through that much, I think, in the time. You know, as we always thought we were just an experiment. You know, for the government. You know, you see how Hartlepool gets on, you know what I mean? If they're doing it...
It's almost like David Attenborough, the monkeys, and then just every now and again...
That's why he was on.
you'll study people. It's almost like, do you know, when you have to come, people say, Hartlepool, right, you passed the experiment, or you haven't, and you're getting fucking shipped to Australia.
You don't need that COVID jobs, you'll be all right.
Never told us about it.
Yeah, there's people in Hartlepool. I was just typing the other day, and I think Mick, it might have been you. He said it's like most pubs in Hartlepool was like that bars and Star Wars, and there's people walking about like Chewbacca, and that's just the women.
Star Wars Cafe.
Yeah,
you know,
and the women are harder than the men.
Yeah, some of them.
That's what I'm like. I thought about getting this union up for the taxi drivers because they're always getting people doing a runner, and I said, look, I'll get your money back. All I want is £2 a week, but there was 107 taxi drivers. But that was just to get in the net. It was going up very quickly to £10. But then I thought, another one to do. The barmaids are all getting a slab. And I said, I went round. I said, listen, I'll stop while you slab like. I said, just give me a ring. When you're in, stop me, and I'll come in. I'll stop it straight away and I'll again. The barmaid said, you stupid fat fucker, I'll fight you.
They're beauties.
Really? But do you know what? Right, there was 100 and how many taxi drivers?
107.
Right. So out of the 100, and you're getting £2 for a taxi,
I'm
right?
going back 30,
Right, but how many times do you think you'd have had to interfere for people doing runners from taxis?
Oh, every night.
Yeah.
Even people who've got the money would just run off for the laugh.
But eventually it was going to be 50 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get them in the net, don't you? Then you
Yeah. Because that's the thing of Hartlepool. You know, I think they've got this maybe stupid fighting mentality where even if it's a 9-stone heroin addict, they'd probably still have a go with you.
Yeah, well, they did. I got out when I was on remand.
Yeah.
I'll give Davy Hudson his due. He gave me a job.
Yeah.
And got me out on judging chambers. One of the first jobs I got, and I hadn't a clue about driving taxis or anything. And I picked these two crackheads up, and I was taking them round to the hostel. And then it was only 90 pence. So I said, there you go, lads, 90 pence. And I felt ashamed asking for it. And they said, you're getting out. And we want your money. Oh, no. So I got out the car and I'm looking down at them. I couldn't see one underneath my belly.
Yeah.
And I said, empty your pockets. Empty your pockets. I made them empty the pockets on the car and I took the 90 pence off them.
Yeah.
And I put it in like this cloth bag I had. So they were going to go to the police about me taking the fare off them. So,
really?
I took the rest off them, you know what I mean? Give it all.
Only in Hartlepool could you find someone with such brass neck. And I mean, do you know what? Like some of the stories in this book of the stunts they tried to pull, right? You've got to admire that cheekiness and think, do you know what? Sit down. I'm going to buy you a pint. And
we love the talk, the script, the crack.
Yeah.
Alan Ray, he was driving the taxis, and this lad's done a runner, and as true as I'm sat here, he was that mad. He jumped out of his taxi, and he picked this, and it was a dried piece of dog crap. And he thought like a brick to throw it at these. He was that mad, and as he threw it, it went. Buff, Buster. He said it was coming down on me like dandruff. He said, I was driving back and I had my hand stuck out the window, you know. But when he's telling us the story, we're all in a heap laughing, you know, and he's thinking we're going to feel sorry for him because we robbed him a couple of quid, you know.
And you just made him feel worse.
Yeah, just laughing at him. And at the same time, I said, I don't get any of this. He said, well, you wouldn't, would you? You know what I mean? They'd give you your money just to get in and listen to you talk.
Yeah. But go on back to you, Mick. Then. How were you? Because people watched Sean Atwood the other week. I was how's everything going?
All right, but now I've just been to the doctors today for to take my blood, because I think with getting the chemotherapy, it's destroyed a few red blood cells as well, and I think I'm anemic, because I passed out twice this week.
Have you really?
Yeah. Just for a few seconds and come back, do you know what I mean? Now, nothing to cry about. Yeah. But they took the blood today. Well, you took me to the doctors, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm driving home.
Said we'll have it back as soon as we can to phone up tomorrow and see what it is. Be something now, won't it? I'm bored. Yeah.
But you're not losing weight an hour or?
No, I'm not losing weight, no. I'm putting it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And documentary, you know, listen, we spoke about the book, and yeah, you, Philly Tobin, Mick Sorby, Big Algie, 3 Musketeers of Hartlepool, 3 oldest swingers in town, 3 biggest piss takers going together, you know. And Richie Horsey said to me the week when I said I'd spent a bit of time with you, he said to me, I bet you felt young, Jamie, didn't you? And do you know what though? I imagine, yeah, you've got a lot of stories to get, and it's just about getting out there, because once it's on YouTube with Fat Cat Productions, who are terrific, marvellous, very professional, big company coming through. These Paul and Dan are really going places. They're obviously I've done the Lee Duffy documentary, but the offers they're getting, I mean, they're talking to a WWE wrestler. That's the level of some fun. Big names. And do you know what? You know, they're proper Hartlepool lads, and great to see them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you know, we've had a minor blip, and we've sorted, and it's going to be done. And I don't know what you're going to say, but predominantly you'll be starting off from the start, Hartlepool, dragged up in the estates, the funny stories, the bad stories, the murders, the robberies, and the fun and banter, cheek along the way. But it's going to capture tales unheard, and these are forever, because you know everyone's getting on, and you know. But these, you didn't. One thing you said to me, Phil, what you really struck a chord. We didn't want to lose these stories. No. And do you know what? I was talking to Neil Boob the other week, and he said, if you hadn't have done the Lee Duffy books in another lifetime or another generation, they'd have been forgot. Oh, yeah. So because Steve Richards done the Viv Graham Lee Duffy books 20 years ago, they're still selling, by the way. Yeah. I've come along, you know, so they'll be going for another 20 years. And your books, your documentaries will go for the next 20 years. Yeah. And it's all about, I don't know, you've got grandkids, and it's all about letting people know once upon a time how Hartlepool was.
And they want to know the stories. And people are coming out of the woodwork now, remember this, remember that. And that's why I showed Mick the other day, I had it wrote down, these 3 or 4 stories on the top of a Chinese box, you know, the silver lid. I had a jot, don't go near, let me get it wrote down, you know. Did
you tell me that today?
I told you a couple of them,
Right, okay. Yeah. Right, so Hartlepool Born and Bred 2, the sequel to your book, Mick, is going to be coming out back end of this year. Documentary, we're going to be done, Fat Cat Productions, Paul Suggett. And I don't know, how long's a piece of string? Listen, there's Hartlepool, they're a buy in town. The book's doing well.
And we know stories of all these.
Yeah. So if anyone's watching, it'll be it. You're not gonna kill anyone.
No. They're not gonna laugh with anybody.
Yeah, I was talking
they're gonna laugh with
Alan Thompson the other week, the footballer, and he said, Chris Sutton rang him and said, who have you killed in this book? Yeah. And he said, no, it's not like that. And that's, you know, you could do. There's people out there that you know, and maybe if you deserve, if you've, you know, you've been a bad bastard, then there is some stories of.
There's a lot, but we don't want to be spoiling things.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wasting my breath talking about these bad things.
So you're watching this on YouTube, and anyone wants to get in touch for, even if you want to add any stories, there's a Facebook page called Hartlepool Born and Bred Books. Mick's family on there. I'm on there. Are you on there? I don't think you. I think you're on there, Philly. Yeah. So anyone wants to get in touch regarding anything Hartlepool, even if you want to slag these two off, send us a message.
We don't mind.
No. Tell us why.
Yeah. I'll tell them. I just won't give you the name. But right. Thanks for your time, guys.
Thank you.